ones, Chris Webber call a timeout. Around and find out.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Miami Dolphins. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. These guys came out on top a week ago, something they haven't done much of to this point. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And we are underway from Miami. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
So a tough early challenge here, second and long after the sack. They'll look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. Just need a yard here. Second and one.
A gain of 9 brings up second and one at their 48-yard line.
Up the middle, Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that third down play. That brings up fourth down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
On is the punter, Scott, here as he gets this one away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And we get a glance at their leader in the huddle, the veteran, in his 9th season now in the league.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Pass hauled in by Johnston. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Up the middle, Achane. To about the 48-yard line. From the 48-yard line, here's second and 6.
48-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Wide open receiver, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 27-yard line.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Complete to Johnston here. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
A 7-yard pickup.
To throw, here's Nix. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
That's another Dolphins first down.
Throwing Nix. Pass out left finds Johnston. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 2nd and 3 from the 9.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 9-yard line.
Now it's Nix. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Nix going to keep this himself. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Will Reichard on for the field goal. A 34-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
The Broncos offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And we give you a look there at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns. You can see he's 2nd best amongst NFL running backs at this point in the season. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
First down. A gain of 14. First down, Broncos.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The numbers for Jones last week, 13 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown.
It's been a strong season for him thus far, sitting currently 7th in the NFL in rushing. He gives their offense really good flexibility because if he's gashing...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. The Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Again, it's Achane. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
To throw is Nix. He'll dump this off to Achane. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Dolphins 1st down.
Achane going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
Achane once more. And this time he'll score. Touchdown, Miami.
Sometimes offense, if you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was Devon Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away.
Shoots by him.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and a yard.
And inside give to Jones. And he stopped immediately there. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Brings up third and inches.
They'll go with a keeper. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The Dolphins offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And the numbers have looked good this season. Case in point right here. He is up there among the NFL leaders in TD passes.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 20-yard line.
Off the play fake, Nix.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Drew Sanders
able to record his 5th sack of the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt.
In punt formation.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Here's Jones on the return.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10.
Denver's offense now set to go.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Still first down.
Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
You talk about this Miami defense.
They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
And it's 3rd down.
He'll look to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw out to Mims. 2nd down and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
A give to Jones. Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The give is to Jones. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Football, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Backbreaker, that'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way in the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0.
17. Broncos nothing.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This one swung out here to Jones. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he's
was able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Brandon, that's the 3rd time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them. But the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate 1 fumble, 2's, oh, my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
Miami set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Webster. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
2nd down, another shot for Jones.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets us to the 30-yard line.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
It's a quarterback sneak.
And he will have a Broncos first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 30 inches.
Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now he'll tuck. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He gets this one to Johnson.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Broncos.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they are going to set up sharp at the 40-yard line.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, It starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Following the fumble recovery, Nix. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
A give left side, here's Achane. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 3rd down and 13. Here's Nix. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. Denver's offense now set to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you're looking to plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
First down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And leads to 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because that incompletion's on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Webster. They only get 5 out of that quick slant, but that's good enough for a first. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Nix to the air. Over the middle, complete. It's Webster. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 4.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Right to the right sideline. And it falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a gain of 6, and that will be the final play of this first half. So all right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. Pass hauled in by Johnston.
And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
On the sneak, it's Nix.
Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A quick throw, but incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw here. The left side completion to Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On play action, they'll throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ferguson. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time, multiple guys get to it.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
2nd and 13. Throw left side complete. That's Ferguson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll run it with Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And the Broncos, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
Broncos, 1st down. 1st and goal.
Now Jones. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Jones again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there.
That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the third quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Over the middle, complete. That's Webster. Here now, 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll have the Dolphins first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
This is 2nd and 8.
Complete to number 83. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
The slot man in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. That is caught. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
A gain of 9
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Webster. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, they'll try to run it. They'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Nick's going to keep this himself. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And effective running here. They'll take it down inside the 10. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
The quick slant cut. Touchdown, Dolphins. Quentin Johnston, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to add on to that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Will Riker to kick off.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They'll look to throw here on first down. This complete to Jones. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll try the right side with Jones. There's the stiff arm. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
82 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. If this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Quickly into the hands of Mims. 3rd down and 6.
It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Broncos are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And a man out of the backfield gets in for the score.
14.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field.
They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they watch this lead shrink a little. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
To throw is Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4.
Now it's Nix.
He finds his man, complete. It's Webster. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
First and 10.
Nix looking to throw again.
He finds his man, complete. It's Webster.
2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
Off the play fake. Nix.
At the 17-yard line.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Andrew Makuba on the coverage.
To throw, here's Nix. He'll try and do this himself. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Dolphins, first down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I...
And he is in! Touchdown, Miami!
His 9th rushing touchdown now on the year, number 10 overall. And the Dolphins are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here, they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
At the 47-yard line.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
At the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They'll set up to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
It's second and inches at the 19-yard line.
Running right, Jones. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for fourth down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Nix. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. The return is Jones. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. We see double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
96 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Broncos, first down. A gain of 19 yards. First down, Broncos.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
It's second down.
On the delay, Jones.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
19-yard line.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same thing the apple dropped on his head.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming. but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
And Johnston sent in motion.
At their 49.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Miami first down and a 14-yard pickup.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, guys start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
They'll go play action with Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before it's brought down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Throwing Nix. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Nix to the air. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Miami first down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Dolphins, they'll hit double digits with their 10th win of the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.